Today on the Topping Show, Glenn Beck is deplatformed by Apple only to be partially restored after some pushback. Disney has a meeting to put out the fire that is their woke actress who is lambasting the original production of Snow White and critiquing the current film even more. Walmart is crushing Target when it comes to sales after Pride Month. Vivek Ramaswamy is beating DeSantis in the latest poll and Trump is cheering him on. The White House press secretary is exposed for tweeting for Biden. The European Union is passing laws to protect kids from tech. EV startup is briefly worth more than General Motors. Chick-fil-A is the most successful restaurant by sales. Trader Joe's cancels their self-checkout, and the Ford CEO, he does admit that there's some limitations with their F-150 Lightning. All of that and much, much more on The Topping Show. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of Topping Show is sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency in IT security. Heck, I see their founder at least twice a day. Gotta say he's quite handsome and brilliant. He's me, that's a joke. If you're an IT leader or a business owner, you can reach the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Now, going on to the business part of the podcast, you have an EV startup briefly worth more than one of the most well-known and legacy automotive companies on the planet. Over 100 years, General Motors has been around, and they're briefly worth more than them, though General Motors has subsequently gone bankrupt multiple times, but they're still a legacy automotive company. Now, this newer company is called Vinfast, which I would say B plus for marketing is kind of an interesting, cool name in terms of every car has a VIN number. It's basically, if you're not an automotive, if you're not a gearhead, or if you don't have a car yet, it's basically a serial number for the vehicle identification number, the VIN number, and it's permanently affixed to the vehicle. Now, Vinfast is a Vietnam-based EV company founded in 2017 by one of the most successful billionaires in the country, and it looks like they might be coming onto something. Now, a lot of people speculate, so for a brief moment, their stock upticked and is worth more than all those automotive companies, and I held off a couple hours, or more accurately, a couple days before reporting on it, just because I saw a lot of parallels between other automotive companies, like you had Nikola, which turned out to be a BS vaporware company founded by Trevor Milton. And subsequently, Nikola, which again, they're ripping off Tesla in terms of the name and branding. The original genius, his name was Nikola Tesla. Now, Nikola was an EV semi-truck company, or rather, they were pretending to be a hydrogen-powered semi-truck company. And they claimed to have a secret magical way to more efficiently manufacture, capture, transport, and utilize hydrogen, which right now, that's one of the things prohibiting the mass adoption of that technology for the automotive industry, is the manufacturer to process it and actually store it and facilitate the transportation of it. But they claim to have a new material, and their stock, again, they beat General Motors in the stock market for a couple days. They were one of the most valuable automotive companies on the planet, Nikola. And of course, it turned out to be vaporware because they were making it all up, and now they're barely alive with actually just having a recall last week as they pivot to EV. So I waited a couple days, and with this new company, Vinfast, their stock subsequently crashed by 58.66%. That was last Friday. Actually closed around $15.32 per share. Which again, I mean, price per share, that's not, it's not zero, so they're not going out of business. But they're a very fast company in terms of they started in 2017 during the peak COVID year, or right before COVID, and they only just now got their vehicle out. And it's an EV SUV. A lot of the reviewers online are critiquing it, having a lot of issues with it, and I think that's one of the reasons they subsequently dropped in value. It's also incredibly competitive to get any automotive company off the ground these days. There's a lot of the traditional legacy companies are starting to pivot towards EV technologies because the consumers apparently want disposable vehicles. Well, I only partially kid. There are a lot of government mandates going into this as well, but it's interesting to see this startup, which again, for a day or two, seemed like it was going to be worth more than Tesla even maybe, but no, not really. It's one of those things where it comes to IPOs and companies with their stock fluctuations, you really want to look at the big picture. Some might even argue even quarterly results aren't indicative of a long-term effect of the company, but I digress. It'll be interesting to see what happens to Vinfast from here. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Trying to get again to 3,000 subscribers by the end of August, so you can click that button. I greatly appreciate it. Also, don't forget to take the time to like and comment. Those things also really help with the algorithm to get the video shared. I also appreciate your feedback. It helps to make the channel better and better, helps improve the technologies, whether I'm putting the prompters on my monitors in front so I could keep eye contact a little bit better, or it's whether me being a little bit more bombastic with my hand gestures and my voice, and even working to try to slow down my voice, which again is something I'm always trying to work on more and more. All the feedback is greatly appreciated. Also, don't forget to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.